friends, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a super fun multicolor ribbon tutorial. This was from the last time I did her hair, which was actually the first time I did it, which is episode 32 if you want to go back and see how I blonded that ombre. And this is what we are doing today. We have some neon orange and pinks, we've got purples, and so let's get going. So this is all faded out from her first appointment. So we've got some like bluish, almost greenish tones in there, but we are going to work with it, not remove anything, not do any new blonding. And I am going to take these about 1 inch thick sections and just do these little ribbons while I rotate these colors. So here are my formulations. I am using Danger Jones semi-permanent colors, and I'm just kind of alternating as I go through the head. My dark purple is going to be 32 grams of Masquerade and 41 grams of Hysteria. The berry purple is just straight Hysteria. Then my neon pink is going to be 33 grams of Lovesick and 7 grams of Hustler. Then I made an orange formula with 40 grams of Hotwire, 20 grams of Lovesick, 7 grams of Burnout, and then I added another 40 grams of Lovesick to get that bottom orange, so it was more coral. Then I took 20 grams of that neon orange and I added it to my pink bowl, and you get that little pink strip that's underneath my pink one. So the bottom orange and the bottom pink are the final formulations, and let's talk about what we're doing. So I started out without doing any cuts so that you could see how much time I spend saturating each section. Now, since we didn't do anything as far as blonding goes, it's really important that you have your guest come with freshly shampooed hair, no conditioner, and then that is going to help the semi-permanent color really stick onto those lightened pieces. Now, I am still doing a really nice job blending it up onto her brown hair because we don't want to see any splotchiness. Even though it's not going to like really color that brown hair, you still want to kind of do that blend because you might be able to see a little something and you don't want it to look blocky or sloppy. So I am just going through and alternating my 4 colors in these little inch thick sections. You can see I almost make like a little square inch. And then it's much easier to take thicker sections like this since I don't have to go all the way to her root. I'm using way less product than I would if I was painting all the way to the scalp. So it's fairly easy to just make these little ribbons alternating and then making sure that you're paying attention to whatever color is underneath it, and then obviously not starting with that one. But I just go pink, purple, orange, purple, because there's 2 different purples and then 2 different neon colors. So super simple. I'm just going to make these ribbons all throughout the head. And then I also added the B3 Brazilian Bond Builder into all of my color bowls. That is going to help with strength and longevity to really lock in that color and as well as heal her hair. This is such a fun and easy technique to get all those different ribbons of color while still making sure that they aren't meshing together. Sometimes if you are doing a multicolored look and you're taking too small of a section, then it's not really going to have that dimension that you want. Because if you've ever done a multicolor hair like this with maybe 4 different colors and you took too small of sections as if you were doing a regular highlight, you might notice that when it's down, you're just like, where's all the color? It just kind of blends together. So you really want to take those nice big chunks and get those big ribbons and make sure that you're using, like I said, a different color on top of it. Now, the other thing that I will say is I always ask my client what color they want to see by their face. So for Shay, my client right here, she wanted to see purple. So I really made sure to keep all of my front sections purple. And then you'll also notice when we get to the end where I have her fringe, I did like these horizontal sections where the pink and the orange are underneath, and then the purple shattered over the top so that you really see the purple more versus the pink and the orange. It will make more sense when we get around to the front. But right now, I'm just gonna take these square inch big panels and really saturate while I alternate these colors. And you can already see how gorgeous all those different ribbons look. Taking those nice big sections is so important. I know when it comes to blonding, I am like a broken record telling you to take nice small sections, but with something like this, you really want those nice chunky pieces. There is just no worse feeling than spending so much time putting all this color in the hair, and then when you dry it, it just kind of all blends together and you're like, where did the dimension go? We are gonna make sure that does not happen. And I also will say we let this process for 25 minutes and then I rinsed her out with ice cold water. And then I always finish everybody off with K18 mask, K18 heat bounce and volumizing spray, and my leaf and flower 7-minute blowout and frizz remedy spray. Now you can see here I'm being extra careful around her face frame because I did have some blonde highlighting there. So I'm really being careful and feathering it nicely so that I don't get any weird chunky color, and making sure that purple blends really nicely down into her brown. And then of course onto the blonde. But like I said, we are doing all purple up front. So I just kind of alternated the berry, and then on the section above it, I did the darker purple. So that way she got both purples up front. And we are almost down to our last few sections. There is one more row after this one. Taking that purple and then an orange. Then the next purple, and then the next one would be pink. So you get the idea, just alternating those colors all throughout in my big ribbons. I love the way this looks when it's processing. Isn't that gorgeous? You can just already see how perfect those ribbons of color are going to be. Absolutely beautiful. And then these are our last two sections right here. So as usual, the one that is closest to her face, I am going to paint purple, and then I'll be alternating with my other colors. Whichever one is underneath, then I'll do the opposite. So I had an orange, then I made a pink. And then same thing on the other side. And we are done with the long hair, but now you'll get to see how I did her fringe up front. I love these little plastic sheets called bangers. So the very first section I did orange. I moved the camera right after that, but you can see my little horizontal section. I did a really thin slice, and then I did my neon orange. Now I'm gonna come in again and take another super fine slice, just like that. And that is going to be my pink section. And then after I do the orange and then the pink, I'll do my two purples, and then her fringe still has a little bit of brown that shatters over the top. So all of those colors will just be barely peeking out of her bangs, and it's super cute. It is the exact same thing in episode 32 from the first time I did her hair, except obviously the blonde has grown out, as you can see. But we didn't even need to touch that up. It still looked super cute with those colors underneath. Didn't even need to worry about doing the roots. That's what's great about these lived-in colors. Now we'll do our purple sections. I did my lighter one first, and then this was my darker one. So now we've got all of our fringe colored, and then put one more on top. And then I just like to pull it out of their face so that it's not blocking their eyes and that they can see, because I do have a TV and she was watching TV. But now that we are done, I am so excited to show you the after. I had to get one more shot of this processing. It's just so cool. And here is our beautiful after. Oh, I love all those ribbons of color. It's so beautiful. Even though we had that slight greenish tint, because I made those neon colors so strong, it went right through it. Absolutely gorgeous. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for another super fun tutorial. I will see you next Monday for more free education. Please like and subscribe, leave me a comment, and let me know if there's something that you would like to see in the future. And I will see you next week. Bye.